Alright, we're back on. We're back on. We're back on. Sorry about that, guys.
Obviously, Trilogy.
We're back on. Alright, we're back on. We're back on. We're back on. Sorry about that, man. Alright, back to what happened. Alright. Honestly, this is how my boy had it, right? I was saying that McGregor won it, right? But he was saying straight up that Nate Diaz won it. You know what I mean? And
of course, Nate Diaz won it.
Yeah. You know, so we're gonna have this chat now.
We're gonna have this chat. We're gonna analyze it.
You know, we're gonna analyze it.
Here's the point of view. My point of view.
We're gonna try to find the fight too, and try to watch the fight with you guys. You know what I mean? And hopefully it's presented to everyone, right? Now, even though Nate Diaz wasn't able to submit or put him in the a guillotine or rear naked choke or anything like that, all McGregor did, and this is one thing I agree with my friend Donnie Palmer. Check him out on his Twitter. He's a heavyweight boxer, 6'10". Check him out, guys. Right? The only thing I do agree with him is McGregor was running. McGregor was running. That's the only thing I do see that, yes, McGregor was wrong because he was running. That's it. You know what I mean?
He wasn't running. He was boxing his face off. So I disagree with you there.
But no. At the time when he was pointing at him, when Nate Diaz was pointing at him and giving him the middle finger, that's when he was running. At that time.
I thought he was boxing his face off. I thought he controlled the stand-up game. Conor McGregor did control the stand-up game tonight.
I hope you guys. Can you guys hear us clearly? Because now I'm gonna check the chat and make sure you guys can hear us clearly. All right, good. We're here. Can you guys hear us clearly? Please tell me if you can hear us. I wonder if I gotta put it up this way so you guys can hear us.
Regardless, I just feel Diaz was robbed. He fought hard. He controlled the fight. He was a bigger man. He was a ring general in the other night. At the end, McGregor just showed a lot of fatigue. He was holding on for dear life. Diaz hurt him a few times in the fourth and fifth round.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I do agree that Diaz did hurt him. But at the same time, man, McGregor in the first round, that beating, like you have to understand, McGregor may not be that long stamina dude, that guy that lasts forever. Don't get me wrong, all right? But when it comes down to it, hold on, let me plug up this charger, guys, so this thing doesn't die, right? When it comes down to it, right? When you're looking at the fight and you look at Nate Diaz's face, right? You look at Nate Diaz's face, okay? Look at Diaz's face, everybody, right? How Diaz's face looked in the fight. At first, same way it looked in the first fight. Same way it looked in the first fight, right? Look at the way his face looked in the first fight. And the second fight, it looked the same way. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, in the first fight, he was able to use his grappling skills and submit McGregor the first time. But the second time, McGregor was ready for that submission. And that's the thing I say in boxing and in the UFC. You have to make the adjustment. You have to make the adjustment.
I just feel the UFC is bullshit. I mean, I feel like they purposely wanted to make a fight number 3, This is what it is, another payday.
Yeah, they won a trilogy.
Diaz was a clear winner. He won that fight. He showed grit and determination. And he didn't slow down. He stayed the same speed the whole fight.
I agree with that. Diaz kept on moving forward when McGregor was moving backwards. McGregor looked like he ran a couple of times. I say that. I do agree with that. I do agree that there was some times that McGregor turned his back.
And he wants to know if you're going to put the fight up here for everyone to watch.
All right, I got to find it. Let me make sure I find it on this thing.
We'll put that up here for you, Chris. We got you, man. We'll put that fight up here for you. As long as these dudes out here don't freaking hate,
Yeah, don't try to strike us, dude. Like, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, we're going to go try to find it.
But we got you, Chris.
I wonder if they're re-airing it on what we watched it on. We're going to see if they're re-airing it on what we watched it on. Which I'm hoping they are.
I don't know how Conor McGregor can feel like he won that fight convincingly at the end, like with his hand up. I mean, but that's what you got to do, I guess. And you just about a bunch of bullshit, because I just feel McGregor's about a bunch of bullshit.
All right, I'm gonna try to find it, guys. I'm gonna try to find it on my computer first, right? And once I find the link on my computer, I'm gonna put it on the laptop because we're talking on the laptop. Hopefully, you guys can hear him. I want to put the laptop down. I'm holding it in my hand.
Yeah, I can hear you.
They can hear us. All right. Let me see if I can find this right here.
Other than that, when did you become such a big Conor McGregor fan, man?
I just like the way he fought tonight. That's all. I just like the striking, man. The striking in the first round. I just liked it.
Getting caught too.
Yeah, he was getting caught. Yeah.
He slowed down a whole lot.
The post-fight conference is gonna go up in a few minutes on the UFC channel. It should be going up soon.
If Nate Diaz took his training more seriously, he'd be way more dominant. Seriously.
This is what I don't like about the UFC, right? There were some times that I felt like the referee should have stepped in and separated them when they were against the cage. Sometimes I felt like they were grappling for too long, and that's why Cormier and when Daniel Cormier was gonna fight John Jones, they were complaining about referees. You know, it all depends on the referee. Like I felt like there was some time that the referee could have separated them. Like, you know what I mean? Like let these guys get in the middle and fight. But McGregor, to me, he won the first round, he won the fourth round, and he won the fifth round. That's what I see. Nate Diaz definitely won the second round. He won the third round. But I can see why people say he got robbed, though. I can definitely see why people say he got robbed.
Well, clearly, all the judges gave McGregor the second round. All of the judges gave him the second round. Even the same judge who scored it a draw, who scored a draw one of those last controversial fights.
Yeah, and he gave McGregor.
He gave McGregor the round. I'm like,
no, Nate Diaz. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He sold the round from Nate Diaz and gave it to McGregor.
Yeah, that's true.
Round.
That's true.
So you got to question. I just question everything and everyone involved in the UFC. See, boxing's corrupt. I feel that's way more corrupt. I mean, those guys. I mean, sponsors have to pay the UFC in order to sponsor an athlete. By the time you get done paying the UFC's fee to be a sponsor, for an athlete, you have no money to give the athlete. All you got is products. Like shit.
My thing is, man, is that if they're gonna have a trilogy, right? If they're gonna have a trilogy, right? Okay. To me, it should not have to go to 155. Okay. I don't believe that.
Hey, listen. Hey, Joe DaVincio, I totally agree with you. You know what I'm saying? You definitely gotta hunt people that are knocked them out. If you're gonna talk all that shit like you're a champ. You talk that big champ talk, you gotta walk that big champ walk and hunt people out and be a predator and knock them the fuck out. McGregor, he needs to just hit the lab, man. Stay in the gym. Stay in the gym for a little bit longer. Seriously.
He had stamina issues. I can't lie.
If Nate Diaz took his training a lot more seriously, McGregor would have got knocked out.
What do you guys think about McGregor saying to go to 155? If both fights were at 170, right, and it's a trilogy, why do they have to go down to 155? If it's a trilogy.
Chris Cobb. Hey, Chris, McGregor didn't win that second round. So you should put a question mark right after that. 1, 2, 4 question mark. Actually, an X. 1, 2 X 4 Diaz 3 2 5. So it should be 1 4 McGregor Diaz 3 2 5. That should be the right score. That's the second time McGregor's ever gone 5 rounds in his career. Not the first time.
You know what? But let's talk about the 155 though. What do you guys think about the 155?
And Diaz did get that last takedown at the end.
That's true. That was epic. Honestly, that takedown at the end.
Was that like 3 points?
Yeah, that's like a 2-point, 3-point. You guys, I think takedown's 2 points. 2 points for takedown. So I think that, takedown at the end, man, is like, wait a minute. I think Nate Diaz should have got a lot of credit for that takedown. And another thing is, if you guys remember, right? If you guys remember the fight, McGregor's running from Diaz, right? But what I want to give Diaz too, because I love Diaz, I love Nate Diaz. What I want to give Nate Diaz is that he was able to take McGregor's punches. So Nate Diaz was able to show the judges. He showed to me that he was the bigger man and that McGregor had nothing to hurt him with. I don't know. So that's what I want to give him. That
Yeah, I mean, the fight was.
What did John Mankel say? John Mankel, what did you say? Say it again. Write it again, John Mankel. We missed it.
First of all, I feel McGregor should have never been gassed. I mean, the fight was was stand up the whole time. I mean, they were just circling and boxing the whole time, throwing shots. How are you getting tired? Like, I'm a pro boxer. I feel UFC fighters, those MMA guys, those guys are in better condition than most boxers because they grapple. They're some serious type condition. You should not be tired circling and just throwing punches. McGregor, I mean, you definitely have to hit the lab and go back to the gym, work on your cardio and some boxing or something. Because what is wrong with you, guy?
No, McGregor did have some cardio issues. I don't like that. If McGregor can last longer than 2 rounds, like how he is at full power, like McGregor's like Goku, you know what I'm saying? But like if he can last for like 3 rounds or 4 rounds with that intensity that he has in the first round, no one can beat Conor McGregor. But I don't know what it is that he keeps on gassing out. And I understand Pelly. I do see kind of a draw too, but like I said, me and Donnie, we've been friends for 20 years. And I see McGregor, he sees it.
Yeah,
Diaz.
boxing goes 13 rounds and no, it goes 12 rounds, not 13. Get it right. And you have minute breaks in between each 3 rounds.
All right.
And you're not hugging, you're not grabbing, you're not kicking. You're just boxing. 2 points of contact instead of 8.
What about this, right? This is what I want guys in the chat to answer, right? One guy answered it, right? There's a couple guys answering it, 170 and 155, right? Is it a duck? That's all I want to say. Is it a duck? Is McGregor trying to find a way out of the 3rd fight by saying go to 155? Diaz won round 2. Diaz, Sam Birchall, to me, Diaz won round 2. Can you guys hear me? Oh my goodness. Diaz definitely won round 2, and I said Conor McGregor won the fight, but I definitely gave Diaz round 2, for sure.
It's still 25 minutes in. But
it's not his weight class. This is weight class now.
A 5-minute difference. And are you shitting me? The UFC is way more strenuous and tiring than boxing.
I see it as kind of a duck.
He doesn't want any more Diaz. That's why he wants to go. He's saying, "Yo, come to 155." He does not want any more Diaz because he felt that weight, and he wasn't. His body wasn't ready to carry and fight at that weight. No. He looked good. He was in shape. He was nice and cut up, but his body, his mental, wasn't ready to fight at that weight. Yeah. That heavy. So he doesn't want to have anything else to do with Diaz at 170. He's going to come back down when he's comfortable. He feels more agile. He can move. He has more spring in his step because he had no spring in his step tonight. And when he got gassed out, he was left foot. Conor was whipping him for 4 minutes. Yeah, and for the other 4 minutes, he was just taking his breath, right? Getting pounded on. It'll happen. Money talks. The third fight will definitely happen. Money talks. Especially with Dana White, he'll force that fight. You know, these guys don't have a choice. Whatever Big Dana says, they do. You know, Dana's the man. You know, he runs his company with an iron fist. He takes care of his boys. And so if he wants to make that fight, he's going to make that fight. Exactly. He doesn't want anything more to do with Diaz. He's going to take this win and beat the fuck out.
Yeah, he's going to run.
Exactly. You know what it is. Joe, you know what it is, man. You know what it is, guy.
He's gonna run. I feel like it's a duck. I feel like going to 155 or going to 145 or going to any other weight class besides 170, where Diaz is strongest at, is a duck.
I mean, yeah, Diaz took a lot of shots to the face. So that's why I said if he was to take his boxing more serious, training more serious, and work on his defense and get his hands up and like just be more serious on serious days, serious fights, you know, he wouldn't have looked so shitty.
I do want to see Nick fight Conor. You know, instead of a trilogy, just bring Nick back. Let Nick fight Conor. You know. What do you guys think the third fight's gonna happen? Will it happen in Ireland? Will they bring it to Ireland? Will the third fight go to Ireland? I wonder.
I think fights like this need a 6th round in the UFC. 30 minutes.
Yep, 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Come on, man. You know, I mean, it's still 6 minutes less from a 12-round fight. You know, boxing match. 30 minutes. A good fight like that. Let's go. Stamina, because it came down to stamina in that fight. A guy like Diaz, you know, at his caliber, you know.
Oh, I want to see Aldo Mcgregor too also, but you have to understand, once these trilogies start, they got to finish. You know, they have to finish. Once these trilogies start, they got to finish. Aldo Mcgregor finished too fast. It finished in 13 seconds. People don't really want to see a sequel, a duel, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want to see that. But with Diaz and McGregor, people want to see a trilogy. Those are two great fights. You know, I like Aldo. You know, much respect to Jose Aldo, one of the greatest champions that's ever lived in the UFC division. However, his performance against McGregor, you know, is not something people really want to pay and see again. But I want to see it. I want to see it because now Aldo knows to respect McGregor, and you know, I want to see it. But I honestly want to see Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor one more time. And then I think the winner should go against Aldo. Shoot, you know. You know, my favorite part of the fight. My favorite part of the fight was when Nate Diaz was pointing at Conor McGregor. And I like both these guys. I'm a Nate Diaz fan. I'm a Conor McGregor fan. I don't really have a favorite in this fight. Okay? I don't really have a favorite in this fight. However, I do slightly like Nate Diaz more because he's been around longer, you know? So I don't really say if it's a favorite just because he's been around longer. I've seen a lot of his fights. I like his family, you know? And in this fight, what I liked a lot was when Nate Diaz was turning, like when McGregor was running away from Nate, and Nate was able to point at him and give him the middle finger. You know what I mean? What was missing from this fight, you know, the finishing touch in this fight was the Stockton Slap. We didn't see it. We didn't see it. See, you got to convince these judges. If we had at least seen the Stockton Slap twice or one good time, if Nate slapped McGregor one good time, we all would have said Nate Diaz won this fight, right? In the chat, am I right? If Nate Diaz had slapped Conor McGregor one time, everybody would have said Nate won. You know? We love Nate Diaz in America. You know, we love Nate Diaz. We love Conor McGregor in America too. And we gave Conor McGregor his respect with the 3 knockdowns that he had. We gave him the first round. You know, we gave Nate Diaz his yeah, he did slap him, but that was like the one. It wasn't like one of those. Like you see when Nate Diaz fought Michael Johnson, you've seen the slap. Oh man, you've seen it. That's what I was looking for. You know, I was looking for that type of insulting slap. Like I really wanted to see the Nate Diaz I was looking for. I was looking for the Nate Diaz that fight Michael Johnson. That's what the Nate Diaz I was looking for. You know. Another thing, if anybody noticed, right, I made a prediction video for the first fight, and I said that for Conor McGregor to beat Nate Diaz, he would have to injure and attack Nate Diaz's lead kick. If you look at the first prediction video I made, that's what I said in that video, and that was a very smart move that opened up the left hook for Conor McGregor all night. So it shows how smart McGregor is in striking, okay? And how if he knew that, I said in the video, but if you really watch Nate Diaz, if you take away his lead leg, he's very weak after that. And that's what he did in this fight. And that was very smart. It was very intelligent that McGregor, you know, and you're right, McGregor has better hands than Nate. But at the same time, Nate fought very well. Nate used his hands very well. I just felt like Nate leaned in too much. Diaz leaned in too much with his punches.
He didn't have any answer for a takedown.
Yeah.
He didn't have any answer for that man Diaz's size coming forward. He couldn't push his weight off of him. He couldn't push that man off of him. Couldn't tie that man up.
No.
You know, and at the end when that man took him down and got on top of him, I mean, if he'd had more time, he might have punched him out.
Oh yeah, and I felt like if there was 10 more seconds on the clock, Nate in the 5th round, I felt like Nate Diaz would have hammer fist Conor McGregor to death. I really feel that way. I really do feel in the 5th round if there was 10 more seconds, because Conor McGregor was gassing. He was gassing, you know. Diaz did fight a little flat-footed, but you know what? That's his style. He's a grappling. He's a submission artist. He's not really a striker. If you look at his record, most of his wins come by decision or by submission. Not by, I think he has 2 KOs. Nate Diaz only has 2 KOs, right? Maybe 3, the most, right? It's Conor McGregor's the KO king. He's the one with like 16. Let me check. Let me make sure I'm right. See how many KOs Conor McGregor has. "17 KOs for McGregor." So, you know, Nate Diaz is the more submission decision, and McGregor is more the KO guy. Yeah, more technical guy. That's true. Actually, you know what? That's true. Because they did say, Andre Ward did say that Diaz was real technical. So that's another reason why Diaz has more submissions than knockouts, because he's a little more technical. Yeah, perfect technique. If you check out my prediction video, right? Darth and everybody in the chat, if you check out my prediction video that I made for the first fight, that's what I said. That's the way you beat Nate Diaz. If you're Conor McGregor, because you're the smaller man, and if you're the smaller man, you got to take out the bigger man's legs. That's the first thing you got to do against the bigger man. You got to take out his legs, and once you take out his legs, he's off balance, and then you're able to strike better because now he's there to be hit. He can't move back. He can't use his range. You took it away from him by damaging his legs. You took it away from him. You know? That's what you call great ring generalship. That's my friend's favorite word. I call it awesome IQ. You know, it's intelligence. McGregor showed a lot of intelligence. That's what happens when you get your ass whipped the first time. You learn. You know, you learn. He learned from his mistakes. And you know what I like about McGregor? When he lost the first time, he was very humble. He was very polite. you know. So he learned from that loss, and he came back better, stronger with exquisite grappling. He had some good grappling.
You think Conor looked better than the last fight? I think Conor looked horrible this fight. The only thing he had was that first round. He came out guns a-blazing.
Yeah, that's true. I give him the first round hands down, but he's right. You know, my friend is right. I definitely can say that the second and third round was definitely Nate Diaz's round, and the third and fourth round. I mean, excuse me, the fourth and fifth round were decisive rounds. You know, I think that static is messing up the mic. His face was
Yo, you good? Nah, you good?
his face was messed up. McGregor's face was messed up. I mean, excuse me, Nate Diaz's face was messed up. His leg was hurt. McGregor came in much more prepared than he was before. So he came in ready with the Nate Diaz's ticket. All right. Conor McGregor wasn't that stiff to me. Conor McGregor was like water at times. His first round, second round. First round he was like water. Second round, third round, you know, those were Nate Diaz rounds. But I don't think Conor McGregor looks stiff at all. I can never say Conor McGregor, who's very quick, who's very fast, looks stiff. Is stiff. There's no way, impossible. Can anybody tell me the mistakes that McGregor made?
He didn't run enough. He didn't hit the beach. Riding around that dang brand new Bentley he bought instead of running. Put on them running shoes.
Yeah, McGregor has a stamina issue. I believe that one mistake that McGregor made, that the McGregor's team made, that they don't realize that they made, and I'm gonna let you guys know, but that they made it, is that now guys at his weight class, right? The guys in his weight class now know his weakness. They know that
all the fighters
Yep.
that can defend the high kick.
Yep.
Nate Diaz can defend the high kick.
You know.
He can defend the kick to the head. He's tall. He's rangy. So McGregor would have been taking a risk by throwing any of those roundhouse kicks or side kicks, you know, front kicks to the head. You know, he's long. That's why he was throwing them lower to the leg, you know. But yeah, that's the blueprint. McGregor, a tall, rangy guy that's good jiu-jitsu and has good defense towards kicks. You know, that's the blueprint to beat that guy. I mean, unless you got some good boxing skills and you can stand with him because he has some hands. You know, that kid has some hands. That guy has hands. I mean, that's what they do over in Ireland. They box. That's what they do. They box. There's a gym in every town and in every little neighborhood. They have their own boxing gym. So, I'm sure he did some time in one of them.
I understand that the guys in the chat are saying that when you put on weight, you don't gain cardio. I absolutely agree with you. That is not. I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is that if you're an athlete, if you're a gladiator, if you're a warrior, right, and you're coming to fight, right, you have to pace your energy. You have to be. He said it in the first press conference. He was efficient with his energy. You know.
Hold on. This guy says, who is this guy? Is this guy a trainer? He said, you cannot put on weight and gain cardio.
Yeah, that's what the guy was responding to.
That's a lie, first of all. You can put on weight and still be a cardio monster. So that's a lie right there. You know, it's all about the proper way and doing it the right way. So that's a lie. And at the pace they were fighting at, he should have never got gassed, even if he was out of shape.
That's true, because he was pop shotting here and there.
It was a slow pace. It was a boxing pace. It was a nice slow pace. It wasn't explosive or anything.
He was pop shotting. He was. McGregor was trying to pop shot here and there.
You know.
I just feel like, you know, McGregor needs to fight Nick Diaz too. Sorry guys, we were doing something. No, I don't believe anybody's butt hurt. No Diaz fan, no McGregor fan.
All right, leave those words out of it. Leave that rhetoric off the chat.
Yeah,
Seriously,
yeah,
that
that's
rhetoric,
true.
throw that away, because I'm so unbiased.
There was no real losers tonight.
I'm a die-hard fight fan. You know, I mean,
They both were winners.
you know, the politics, you know, this week, and fighting across the world has been bogus, even with the Olympics. If you think I'm more, all right, if you want to use that rhetoric, I'm more butthurt about all the judges giving that second round to McGregor than Diaz. That's what I'd be more butthurt about. Okay?
True.
If you want to use that rhetoric.
Oh, believe me, no. There's McGregor fan here. We both are McGregor fans. I have a lot of good things to say about McGregor. You know, I have the opinion of McGregor won. He says that McGregor lost. You know, we both have our own opinion of the fight. It's just that when it comes down to it, there really was no loser in this fight. You know, there really wasn't.
Regardless if you switch up the style to save energy, like what's the point of that? What is your point there? Different styles require energy. I mean, that's I don't agree with that. I mean, like, in what way? If he's going forward, if he's defense takes more energy out of using offense.
In the fourth and fifth round, what I noticed is that it's not that he could say switch up stance, but not that he switched up stance. He was able to defend against Nate. He was up against the cage. We were actually arguing about that during the fight, and he was saying to me that he wants to be up against the cage. He want to put him against the cage and the hold. And I'm like, no, I don't want that to happen. He said, yeah, that's what you need, and that's what he was doing. McGregor was playing smart, man. He was using the defense. He was getting his oxygen back.
Conor slightly lost by 1 round. He slightly lost by 1 round. They gave him round 2. Corruption.
Slightly won by 1.
Corruption. If there could be arbitration, that fight would be arbitrated right now. If anything, you know, but corruption. I'm sorry, Shaneria. Corruption.
If
Diaz won 3-2. He won the 3rd round. He won the 2nd round, 3rd round, 5th round. McGregor only won 1 and 4.
If you guys say the same thing that he says that I agree on, that the reason why Nate Diaz won because of that takedown in the last round, yes, I'll give you that. I won't argue with that because I was saying that you need this takedown, you need this takedown, you need this takedown. So that takedown in the last round, right?
He deserved round 2. Yeah, I'm right.
No, Nate Diaz definitely won round 2. No.
What do you call? I mean,
well, I give Nate Diaz. I give Conor McGregor the 1st round. I give him the 4th and the 5th. That's what I give.
You're going to drop with somebody if you don't
finish him. Yeah, that's true.
So don't give me that. He got up. He as good as a push.
Let's be real here.
You know what I'm saying?
He's right.
What is the point of that? What is the point of that?
He knocked Nate down, but he was afraid to fight Nate on the ground.
What is the point of that?
Let's be honest. Go, preach it.
What is the point of knocking someone down 3 times? You're not going to finish him.
You're not going to go to the ground. You're afraid to go to the ground. That's true. That is true. I actually got to drink some. That is true. That actually is true. He didn't want to go on the ground with Nate.
Scared.
He was scared.
Very scared. But it's okay. I mean, he was trying to win the fight. He was trying to think as He wasn't trying to, think with his heart. Trying to think with his head. How I'm gonna win this fight? This guy is an absolute monster on the ground. Get up. I'm winning up here on my feet.
Yeah,
let's just take it from here. So I mean, I agree with him on that one.
I mean, he did knock him down 3 times. Like I said, But if he didn't finish him on the ground, he didn't go to the ground.
So do you even say Liberty beats? Man, I'm one of the best in the world, Liberty. You should go check me out.
Yeah, I should write it in, right?
All the time. Very, very. What do you do, Liberty beats? Send me a link so I can check you out, Liberty beats. Send me a link, Liberty. I want to check you out. Who are you? I box around the world. I've been around the best.
Yeah, you can see him with Klitschko.
And
you guys can see him with training with Vladimir Klitschko. You can see some of his fights. He fought Armenian assassin Sarbikian. He fought a couple guys too. What's the guy?
Don't worry. We don't have to talk about that. We're talking about Diaz and McGregor.
Yeah, he's scared of the ground.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes. So he played it smart though. He played it to his strength. Why go to the ground when he's winning on his feet?
He said you two are ignorant. One is voting for Diaz and one is voting for McGregor. So I don't think you're listening. Because I definitely said, even in my video, I definitely said that
ignorant, yes. Please pick a dictionary up. Please clean up the chat.
Do I clean them up? Okay, I think we time him out, right? Not yet. Let him state his opinion.
Thank you. We are having fun.
No, I'm not mad. We're not upset because I agree with what you're saying about Conor McGregor. I agree with what you're saying.
So next, what do you think about the boy Michael Vance Page?
Oh, the guy who
I think McGregor should stay up and fight him. I mean, they're both across in the English Channel. That guy is putting holes in people's heads.
Yeah, the guy from Bellator, right? Page.
Oh man, yeah.
You should fight Page. Page is like cracking people's skulls.
Hey, England versus Ireland. That'd be an awesome fight.
You know what I want to see though? I really want to see Conor McGregor fight Nate Diaz on the ground. That's what I want to see. I want to see that.
Oh, man, that'd be great. I think a lot of these guys talk about all this cocks in the mouth like to be on the ground with McGregor too. I hate when guys put all the friggin' lewd stuff on the chat. Don't want to have a nice civilized chat.
Oh yeah, Holloway fought a good fight against McGregor. That was a pretty close fight. I do want to see Max Holloway and McGregor. I mean, Holloway's is winning too. Holloway's a beast. Yes, Holloway is a beast. Max Holloway versus Conor McGregor would be awesome. But would you guys want to see Dominic Cruz versus Conor McGregor? Would anybody want to see that? Huh? I mean, Dominic Cruz versus Conor McGregor would be one of those things I wouldn't mind seeing either.
Is he ready for that?
Who, Cruz or McGregor?
Ready for McGregor? Cruz.
Cruz. I think Cruz is ready for McGregor.
What has he fought? What makes him worthy enough to fight a guy like McGregor?
Who?
Yeah. What makes Cruz worthy enough to fight McGregor?
Mighty Mouse versus Cruz too? Nah. Well, that's a good fight, but Mighty Mouse lost. You know what? I'm not gonna argue with you. Mighty Mouse versus Cruz. That's a good fight. That's a good fight. That's a good fight. Rematch. That's a good fight. The best was the best. But Mighty Mouse would have to go up, right? I think Mighty Mouse would have to go up for Cruz. Cruz is one of my favorite fighters. If you watch any of my Dragon Ball Z videos, I fight like Cruz. I do want to see Holloway versus McGregor too. I do want to see Cruz versus Mighty Mouse Johnson too. I do want to see that's another rematch. I want to see Bisping and Dan Henderson. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, Conor versus Cruz. I really want to see that because Cruz likes to strike, and Cruz. I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but Cruz is like the definition of miss me with that one. If you ever watched the Dominic Cruz fight, he's like every single time somebody like, especially when he fought Dillashaw, miss me with that one. You miss me with that one. He's the king of that. I average about 250,000 views a month. I think that's alright, Liberty Beats, for MMA channel.
And Liberty Beats. He makes the channel interesting. A guy like him, he's a good heckler, man. He should get paid to do that, man. He's awesome. I really like the guy. You know what I'm saying? He's in there. He's cool. He's consistent.
I like Liberty Beats,
I like
man.
this guy.
He was like, I'm gonna state my opinion.
Yo, you need to stick around. You need to get that guy's email, man. You need to stick around, you know? Hey, Liberty Beats, I'm not an MMA guy, man. I'm a boxer. You know, my buddy over here
Actually, well,
invited me on as a host, you know, co-host today, man. Watch the fight and chat with him, you know. Special appearance today, man. But
Joe, thank you. Thank you, Joe. But the trolls make it interesting, you know why? Because a lot of people get to see that, like Roger Mayweather says, you don't know nothing about boxing. You don't know nothing about MMA. So we like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't mind him, though. I don't mind him at all. What I do want to say, though, out of everything that we've seen tonight, right? Everything that we've seen tonight, we've seen one thing that we're not talking about. I want to get to that real quickly. Rumble Johnson knock out Glover Teixeira in the first round. All right? Now, that's a big thing.
Wait, not to cut you off. Not to cut the Cruz. But Ralph Stewart, you say Cruz versus Keith Hackney.
Yes.
What do you guys think? Yo, Joe, Keith Hackney. Talk to me about Keith Hackney. What do you think about that? Is that guy ready to fight a guy like Cruz yet?
That's a good point. Hackney already.
Is he ready to fight? Does he need another fight or two under his belt? Nah, he's not ready. He's not ready. So next.
Joan was grand for
But what
grand.
the heck do you guys think about the guy Michael Vance Page, though? That's still my question. I think he's one of the guys to look out for. You know?
I don't think they know about Page. You guys need to look up Michael Vance Page versus Cyborg.
Do you know who this guy is? Do you guys know who he is? I was reading that, bro.
Yeah, I had to fix it because it's sometimes slower. Like that's already moved up. You don't even know.
I need more besides Keith is the best. Like, tell me, what has he done?
Oh, Cerrone is always awesome. The time Cerrone was mad that he didn't get paid, I was mad too. Cerrone deserves all the money because he fights very well. I don't, you know.
This guy literally loves dick. Literally. Are you hungry for some dick? Are you thirsty for some cock sandwich?
Why would you not like Donald Cerrone?
He's thirsty for cock sandwich. He likes cock sandwich.
How could you not like Donald Cerrone?
Please, stop talking about dick. Stop it. Fuck.
I don't know why. I guess he's trying to scare people away. But
Stop talking about that.
They'll come back, you know.
You ruined the freaking chat.
If the people want Keith Hackney versus Dominic Cruz, they'll talk about it. You know, they'll ask about it.
Yes, Venom Page. That's the guy right there.
Yeah, Venom Page. That's who he's talking about.
Yes, Venom Page. Venom Page. That guy right there. What do you think about that guy? I think he's epic, yo. Him. If they move him to the UFC,
It's over.
I think that'd be awesome.
It's over. Yeah, Venom Page to the UFC.
I think he's like knocking on the door, you know, to get in there. He's knocking on the door.
Yeah, he did. He cased some guy's head in. Literally. Caved the guy's head in.
It was Cyborg's head, that big motherfucker.
Yep. Chris Cyborg's ex-husband, former husband. Thank you.
Yeah, that guy's a truth. Besides him caving the guy's head in, he got some serious moves, man. He has serious moves, serious jiu-jitsu. I mean, serious taekwondo skills too.
Yeah, Cerrone's a dangerous guy. Cerrone's a dangerous guy.
Did you get him out of there?
Yeah, I put him in timeout.
Yeah, he's wide.
Yeah, I put him in timeout.
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind him for a while because I want people to see who they are, what they are, and so they know that I'm a cool guy. I can tolerate it for a while, you know.
Why is he too much of a liability? Why is he dangerous?
But that's what we want to see, though.
Why? Because he's gonna hurt some of their top prospects.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, isn't this UFC? I mean, look at Silva. I mean, he had his leg broke. A few guys get their leg broke, arms broke. I mean,
Frank Shamrock was dangerous like that. You guys remember? Frank Shamrock, he was dangerous. He was knocking people out left and right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Ronda Rousey was snapping girls' arms left and right.
Yeah, she was breaking girls' arms.
You know, so why can't he cave a few foreheads in? That'd be a new kick. That's Tiger reminds me of Saga with that knee.
That's just funny.
That Tiger, I was like, Tiger. You seen that YouTube little flick, and
it was
they
like
had
Sagat.
a little Sagat remake. He's a Tiger knee. It was a Tiger knee. It was awesome. I was like, God damn. It's a hell of a knee, man. That was just as epic as the kid who jumped off the cage and kicked, knocked the guy out. What was his name?
That Chinese dude.
Connecticut.
Who jumped off the cage and knocked him off with that kick, right? With the right kick.
Kid from Connecticut. Name. Spanish kid. Shoot. Forgot his name.
Yeah, Cerrone does have a flaw, Shaniria. Cerrone does. That's why he's lost. That's why he lost before. Cerrone does have flaws. As good as Cerrone is, he can't be defeated. He just looks great when he fights. That's why he looks very good. He looks very good when he fights. But I really, this is the thing I really want people to see between these two fights, okay? So basically, we've seen 7 rounds of Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz. And in the chat, how many rounds do you guys think the third fight's going to have? How long do you think so? Is it going to be a unanimous decision? Will somebody get KO'd? Will somebody get submitted? Because in these 7 rounds, what I've noticed, right, is I've noticed that McGregor almost got the KO.
Anthony Pettis.
Pettis is a beast.
That's the guy who jumped off the cage and knocked the dude out. That's how epic I think that knee is. Those 2 moves will always stay in my head. That Pettis move when he jumped off the cage and he knocked dude out, and Page's knee.
Yeah, those are very epic.
Those are fucking sick moves. Those are like, wow.
I hate to add Holly Holm in there, but I gotta add that Holly Holm head kick to Ronda Rousey. That thing's always gonna be epic to me.
Yeah. What was epic?
So we've seen 7 rounds, right? Oh, 3 rounds Diaz by TKO against the fence. Okay. So my thing is, we've seen 7 rounds of McGregor versus Diaz, right? And within those 7 rounds, right? 3 rounds out of 3 of those rounds out of those 7 rounds, Conor McGregor almost knocked out Nate Diaz. We can say that. Can anybody agree with that? And those 3 rounds out of 7 rounds, Conor McGregor almost knocked out Nate Diaz, for sure. Knocked Diaz down several times. In 7 rounds, right? Conor McGregor knocked down Nate Diaz several times. If you really count all around, all the fights, both fights together. It's still there, right? The whip?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pettis on that losing streak. Well, he's been in the game for so long, since like 2000, 2002. You know, he's young, but he's been in the game. He got that mileage on his body. You know, if he came back, he had to start low and, you know, some serious wins, serious knockout wins to get back.
Pettis right now is 18-5. He's a good fighter, man. Pettis is real good. He's avoided 58% of strikes attempted against him, 61% of takedowns attempted against him. He has good defense, you know. He has good defense. Out of those strikes he's attempted, he's landed about 50% of strikes he's attempted, and he's definitely landed 50% of the takedowns. Well, actually, 60% of the takedowns he's attempted. So Pettis is still a good fighter, man. Still a good fighter. You know, still a very good fighter. He fights Charles Oliveira on the 27th. Check it out next week. Next Saturday, Anthony Pettis.
UFC.
So don't forget to check out UFC Fight Night. I'm definitely going to be making videos that night for sure. It was majority decision. All right. Now let's get back to talking UFC, MMA, and boxing like we're supposed to, all right? Out of those 7 rounds, I noticed one thing that a lot of people did not notice, right? Diaz has no answer for that left hook, okay? He has literally, as you see in this picture right here, he has no answer for this left cross, this left hook. He has no answer for anything that comes to the left side. That's his blind side. That is Nate Diaz's weakness. If you guys notice, he gets hit hard, but Nate Diaz shows a lot of durability and endurance because he can endure a lot. I mean, to be able to take Conor McGregor's punches, but maybe that's why McGregor wants to go down to lightweight because to his weight class. It's not lightweight. I think it's welterweight.
It's lightweight.
Featherweight.
It's lightweight.
No, it's featherweight for them. It's lightweight. No, it's featherweight for them.
55 is lightweight, bro.
No, for us it's lightweight. For them, it's featherweight.
55 is lightweight. 55 in boxing is welterweight. That's almost middleweight, bro.
No, Conor McGregor is featherweight champ.
I'm trying to say 55 is lightweight, though. 155 is lightweight.
I think he goes down to 145, bro. 155.
He said he wants to fight him at 55.
55, yeah.
He still wants to fight him. That's lightweight.
It's featherweight in UFC, though.
No.
Lightweight, oh.
It's freaking lightweight, man.
Lightweight, okay. 145 featherweight. Who's 145 champ again?
Exactly. Tell him 155 is lightweight, man. This guy arguing, man. I box professionally.
Sorry about that, guys. We are enjoying ourselves with some other stuff, and we're having fun.
No.
Well, I am.
Yo, Eddie Alvarez is down there. So if Eddie Alvarez was watching that fight tonight, Eddie Alvarez has to have a big chip on his shoulder right now. If he's a real champ, he has a real chip on his shoulder. Even Rafael Dos Anjos. I mean, he's down.
Dos Anjos got served though. Like he lost his belt to fucking Eddie Alvarez. I think to Alvarez last fight.
It don't matter. I mean, he's still he's still a contender at that weight class. Edson Barboza is down there. He's a monster at that weight class.
I think Conor McGregor's afraid of his weight class because he has he has his Frankie waiting for him. He has Aldo waiting for him. You know what I'm saying? I think he's afraid to go down his weight class.
Menace Johnson is down there. He's an animal too. Will Brooks.
The only thing I like about Dos Anjos is Dos Anjos comes out and he throws like punches and kicks. He just comes out banging. That's the only thing I like about Dos Anjos. Other than that, he's not really that good.
No, it would be a good fight. Probably Gilbert Melendez and Anthony Pettis.
Whew.
That would be a dope fight.
Whew.
Dope fight. But I would want to see that card, that fight on a real good card though. It should be like a tournament, like a box off for like the best guys at 155 to fight Conor McGregor, you know? Or he should have a box off with some of those best guys in 155 for the title, for the shot, you know, at Eddie Alvarez's little title at 55. You know? Or Conor McGregor should fight Rafael Dos Anjos. You know, so
I'd rather see him fight Eddie because Eddie got the belt right now.
But I mean, Anjos might want his rematch. You know, so
I know, right?
if
Dos
it comes in
Anjos.
between that, Dos Anjos and McGregor might have to clean him up real quick. You know, as a little tune-up to
I
go.
think he should still fight Dos Anjos.
And that might be a good fight too. Dos Anjos and McGregor, his first fight to 155. I mean, for 155 title.
McGregor would defeat Dos Anjos, though. I'm pretty sure of that. I think he'd beat Eddie Alvarez, too. Like, there's a lot of guys McGregor can beat. You know, tonight proves that McGregor has more stamina than we thought he does. And he has better defense than we thought. He's transcended. He's ascended. You know, he really wanted this win. He went in there and he got it. He went and got the win.
Go.
Stipe versus Velasquez. You know what I'm saying? Oh, didn't they fight though?
Go up. Nah, too far.
Didn't Stipe and Velasquez fight? You mean like a rematch? I could have sworn that fight already happened. Oh yeah, the post-fight show, right? Hold on. Let me see if that thing is on. I gotta live stream it while we were talking, you know that? The post-fight show. But Nate took a punishment tonight. He took a beating tonight, man. I feel bad for him, honestly. I do feel bad for Nate because McGregor was smiling at the end. McGregor kind of knew that he put a couple dents in Nate Diaz's face. But I do want to get to one thing that happened tonight that is going to shake up the light heavyweight division. Anthony Johnson KOs Glover Teixeira in the first round, which I did not expect at all. I hesitated to make a prediction video because I felt like this is a fight that I couldn't really tell what was going to happen. I couldn't really predict it, anything like that. You know, I couldn't. But for Johnson to come out ready to rumble and to pummel Glover Teixeira like that, man, that was epic. That was epic. That was really epic, you know. Didn't Stipe Miocic fight Cain Velasquez? No, not Cain Velasquez. Oh no, Fabricio Verdum. My bad. You're right. It was Fabricio Verdum for the championship. If Stipe versus Velasquez, that would be a good fight actually. Cain Velasquez. That would actually be a good fight. Stipe fight, because I'm thinking about the last fight he had. He was against Fabricio Verdum. He did fight Junior Santos too, which is a good fighter. Junior Santos just defeated Ben Rothwell recently in a fight, and I was surprised. He had Rothwell puzzled and beaten, and he even hit him with like a wheel kick or a head kick or something like that. He was giving Ben Rothwell the business.
And know who back since we're actually still at 170, the 170 weight class is still relevant. I know we're doing 155s lately, right?
Yeah.
170 is still relevant. You know what guy has been really like knocking like at my head at 170 who I'd love to see fight from the US is Gilbert Jamal Smith.
Gilbert Jamal Smith. Remember the name, guys.
Do you guys know this guy? He was on I think she was on the show, the UFC show. What was it called? He was on the show. The boxing one's called The Contender, and the UFC one.
Oh, Tough?
No, man. The real UFC show, man, when they had
Ultimate
Venom
Fighter?
Page was the code.
That's just the same thing. What the fuck am I saying?
It was the Ultimate Fighter. It was the Ultimate Fighter. Exactly. Yeah, Gilbert Jamal Smith. I think I like to see him fight one of the better 170s. He'd be kind of a good fight for Diaz. That'd be a nice fight. I'd like to see that fight.
Is that post-fight show on?
Yeah, let's check that post-fight show.
Whoa, Enter the Arena Uncut's on. Why did they give him so many? Oh, I didn't want to talk tonight. Kane, yeah, well, Stipe Miocic is a good heavyweight fighter. He has a lot of power. But Kane, you guys know Cain Velasquez. He's very skilled. He's an all-around fighter. He's a complete fighter, a proven fighter. So that would be a good fight because Stipe has, I think, 13 wins now. You know what I'm saying? So Stipe is still, to me, I'm not saying that he's fresh or anything like that, but I like to see, I like what they do with the heavyweight division. They make the best fight the best. So him versus Cain Velasquez would be a good fight. And Cain looked good in his last fight too. Cain just fought recently too and won. He actually landed a wheel kick against this guy. How could I forget about that guy?
Yeah, heavyweight.
Yeah, heavyweight. Yeah, the Santos Jr. Yeah, destroyed Ben Rothwell. I was surprised. I'm still surprised. All I'm saying is that if the trilogy, the third fight happens in Ireland, McGregor's probably gonna win that one. I'm hungry. I'm gonna have to get something to eat soon.
Hey, even get what Jamal Smith said on Twitter just now. I got Nate Diaz 3-2 for the win against the notorious MMA against Conor McGregor, you know. 60% of the time, I'm right. 100% of the time, UFC. At UFC. Hey, that's a good tweet, G. Good tweet, G. That's awesome.
Check out Gilbert Jamal Smith. Check out Conor McGregor's Twitter. Check out Nate Diaz's Twitter. Check out all the fighters on social media that performed tonight. There were some great fights tonight. I'm just gonna let you guys know some of the results before we get out of here. Marvin Vettori defeated Alberto Yuta submission, guillotine choke first round. Colby Covington defeated Max Griffin, TKO punches third round. Lawrence Larkin defeated Neil Magny, TKO elbow first round. Courtney Casey defeat Ronda Marcos, submission armbar. Adam Lobov defeats Chris Avila, decision unanimous. Raquel Pennington, women's bantamweight. It was a good fight tonight. Elizabeth Phillips was defeated by decision, unanimous. Cody Garbrandt, which we all were waiting for this fight right here. This is the fight that, this is the guy that a lot of people say Dominic Cruz may be ducking. All right, Donnie Palmer's leaving, guys.
See you guys. It was nice talking. And you too, won't you peoples? I have to get going. I gotta start training in a little bit. So, you guys have a good night, and thank you for having me on your show, bro.
All right, cool, man. I'm just gonna close it up after this.
With you guys. See, I wish MMA fans and boxing fans can get along like this more often. You know, it's fighting.
Yes.
If somebody get hit in the face, somebody getting knocked out. Both guys are warriors. Both guys are winners for even just doing it. You know, regardless how you do it, on the ground or in the in the ring, in the boxing ring. You know, octagon or iron circle.
Just gotta respect it.
Got it. Have to.
All right, guys, he's gonna get going. Let me just finish it off. Cody Garbrandt, which destroyed Mizugaki. And I think we're gonna close it off, guys. We're gonna close it off for the night. Everybody's tired, and thanks for coming, everyone. You guys have a good night, and we're gonna do this more often. Take care, guys.